every single game either had DP picked or banned. And then it just dropped off the face of the earth with no changes.
And it's kind of back a little bit as well. I've been seeing in the last couple of days there's been some more death profits. So yeah, it is kind of crazy how those sort of things happen. Heroes just come and go, they get ignored, or even like the slightest buffer nerf can be enough to catapult or just dumpster a hero. Anyway, so Chen gets banned. What do we got? We got a DK, we got an Ember. But okay, I'll take it. Earthshaker I'm willing to go with here.
Yeah, this is feeling a bit more like a regular position 4. They've gotten rid of the Earth Spirit the Ember Spirit as well, so yeah, picking that one up.
No risk. But Ember Lich, very well. Oh wait, why is this Queen of Pain here? Quap, it's too early. Why are you here?
Position 4 Quap, let's go.
No, it's gonna be 3 Shaker and 4 Quap. You just watch. I don't even know what the Quap pick is about though. Like, really, you know, sure, a laning matchup against the Ember is pretty good, but do you really care that much as an Ember if your laning matchup is that bad? And then also, you're playing against Chains, you're playing against a Sinister Gaze, so there are ways to lock down the Queen of Pain this game. It's not like it's, even with only 2 picks on the board, it doesn't look like it's a very free Quap game. So, I guess... The CPL probably. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. So, I mean, Dragon Knight getting banned out would seem to suggest that they're just planning on putting this mid. That is definitely a hero that some teams like to go to against the Queen of Pain mid. You're able to sustain. You're not really going to lose the lane too hard, but yeah, this is really weird to me. I guess the other thing to say is that they don't have the last pick of the draft, so of course they are just going to have to pick their mid kind of sight unseen, but now there's still tons of opportunity for EHOME to grab annoying position 4s for the Quap, and really just in general get like tanky heroes to round out the lineup.
I gotta say, that was the same thing that happened though in that last time when the Queen of Pain won. And so I said last pick, it was last pick for their team, but EHOME actually had the response that time and they picked up the Kunkka. So everything that you're essentially saying, you know, you can catch someone out with a great X marks, you can blink away, essentially guarantees the stun, you can build very tanky just to be able to prevent a lot of this aggression onto yourself. So Puck's definitely a good way to pick around it though.
Yeah. Puck definitely going to be annoying for these 2 heroes that we see on the other side of SAG. EHOME, you know, not the tankiest just yet. Not a whole lot of bet they're taking, so that's still definitely going to have to come out as we go a little bit further into the draft. And still not a totally clear picture either of what their lanes are going to be. What do you think is most likely here?
5 seconds remaining.
On EHOME side?
Yeah. Like just laning configuration. Are we thinking Puck maybe just a 4? Are we still thinking, is Ember going to be safe lane? Is he going to be mid? Are they just trying to keep things open?
I think they're keeping things up. I mean, basically the only thing that's secured is the Lich 5, right?
Yeah.
Like, Khan essentially is a 4, how the meta is right now. But like, what you were mentioning, they were lacking a little bit. Besides, really. Shakira helps a little bit with Sparking Arrow. Lycan still hasn't been picked up, so that's out on the there. And if you've got, for example, a Lich, you can just toss the Frost. You got the movement speed that suddenly you can...
Yeah. I don't know how amazing something like a Lycan looks for EHOME currently. There is quite a lot of AoE damage and AoE stun on the side of Sparking Arrow, so I would be a little bit hesitant. Man, Innocence is already chewing through this reserve time pretty heavily. I was wondering if they were thinking about like the Terrorblade, but it's also kind of a rough TP game for the same reasons. So, okay, just gonna go for the Lifestealer. Keep that last overall pick open.
How do you feel about the Lifestealer? Because I feel like, you know, if you want to go a super hard carry, there are better heroes. want Magic Immunity, Juggernaut's the better hero. It doesn't really feel like it fits too many niches. I guess you've got this Puck and an Ember Spirit where you can do the Infest Bomb, but beyond that, is it just the fact that an Earthshaker and a Jira can't do it to protect against it?
I kind of worry that Lifestealer has lost a little bit of his identity. Like, he used to be really he was like the anti-tank carry, right? But because of the new Feast, he doesn't really work like that now. And then, you know, Maelstrom got some nerfs, and so with that build dead, Lifestealer kind of disappeared. I'm not personally a huge fan of Lifestealer currently. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. At least they do have good Infest Bomb possibilities, but they're gonna have to play pretty fast.
Yeah, they're gonna be really on point, especially with this Naga Siren, right? You're so elusive. Maelstrom, like you mentioned, not quite as strong. I mean, Lifestealer, despite the fact that it's a garbage item, is one of the heroes that still builds into the armlet, but all too much against this Naga or the Queen of Pain, really.
Yeah, he's one of the few heroes left that still buys armlet, right? That item is just so unpopular these days. I think part of it also has to be the fact that we've just got... There's always pretty much a vessel buyer somewhere in every team these days. So buying armlet just feels terrible, right? You're never going to get a toggle off successfully if you're a hero that's like, oh, I have a bunch of regen or a bunch of lifesteal, so I can kind of get away with having an armlet. Well...
Not anymore, you don't.
Yeah. Anyway, Enigma getting banned out. Man, the Naga Siren pick also pretty nice with the Jakiro, right? They can get some Song Ice Path combos.
Even just the net with Macropire is really nice.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, EHOME, they've got some AoE, but they're not ultra fast at killing off. I think another important thing to always look at when you're playing against these Naga TBs of the world is whether or not you have a hero that can just walk to a lane and like pop the illusion pretty much instantly without really too much of a commitment, because by doing that you're actively slowing their farm, right? Like the illusion was going to take that creep wave and you've just killed it, and so he's not going to get those 4 creeps now. But they don't really have that.
Being able to do it from a safe distance as well, right? Like I feel like that's one of the big reasons why Sniper's risen up in popularity is that pause forward, because as soon as you max out that shrapnel, you just toss it out from essentially behind the tower that you're trying to defend and run away.
Okay, so EHOME just rounded out with the Centaur, so it looks like it is just going to be... actually, I don't know we still don't quite know who's playing what. Could still be 4 Ember, could still be 4 Puck. They haven't even locked in just yet.
Well, we're seeing a Felix Earthshaker, so you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
And it's a 4 Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah. You know, couldn't avoid it, even if it wasn't Felix playing it. We're still going to see it this game. I do not have a ton of faith in it, but maybe Jinkyu will. So it's also an offlane co-op. OP's playing it. And then they've just got the Razor heading mid, which I guess is why they put the Puck in the mid lane, because they just do not want Ember to have to play against Razor.
But it's all right. You can snap the static link if you get a decent Sleight of Fist off, right? I guess there's not really anything else to Sleight of Fist to. Yeah, you kind of need to and then slight the camp. Yeah,
the lane.
It's much more violent as opposed to dire, but still, it's rough.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. The Razor pick is certainly good. EHOME with a very pretty standard lineup. It does feel like they really need to. I don't think they're going to have any hope playing against the Iron in the late game, so if they're going to win this one, it definitely needs to be much earlier. But of course, as always, and especially with recent patches, it is a lot of it going to come down to how the lanes play out. Yeah, that goes.
I'm interested to see how this Naga Siren is going to use her Song of the Siren throughout these games. You know, obviously it's typical to want to use it in a defensive fashion, try and get away. If you ever commit to something, it's just that get out of jail free card. But this time around, you know, you've got the Stampede that you might need to counter. You know, you've got a lot of heroes that need to be in that close proximity. You can, as you mentioned, for the Ice Path, do you want to get a full static link off? All these sorts of things need to be up for consideration.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of different ways that they can. I'm just starting with 3 up top quickly. Silo down bottom on the Lifestealer. Starting out with the Windlace. There's a little bit out of the ordinary, but extra chase potential in the lane, especially when he's got the Lich and the Frost Shield. And should know that, you know, pretty likely that the Earthshaker is going to be starting off with boots. So if you want any hope of getting some hits on him early, then are going to need a bit of extra move speed.
This really does not like these Naga illusions. It doesn't want them anywhere close to their bounty room. Will they be on off before it spawns?
But I mean, it still ends up being, man, with the 2 illusion distraction, Naga then just walks over and takes the bounty away from the Centaur. So that's 3 for SAG. That's pretty nice.
That's why he's the God King.
Yep, there you go. All right, so both mid laners, they got a little award for themselves. Did they block off bottom? They actually managed to pop the range creep pretty heavily, so that's the push out, die, and then should instantly start pushing back into a decent SAG. If they want to as well, Felix can always just go and drag a couple of waves. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to put on too much pressure down here. And Felix probably doesn't even want to steal too much experience in this lane. I imagine you just want to get you want to let the Quap have 6 quite quickly this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got an Orb of Venom up here on the Jinkyu Ember Spirit, which it's a little odd. You know, you want to be able to trade nice and easily with this Jakiro, I suppose, but we've seen a lot of them in recent times go things like the Blightstone, especially with a Centaur. Once you get that Retaliate stacks up, start chunking through people if they're out of position.
He's putting some decent hurt onto Red Panda, who has chewed through a lot of his mana already. Beyond just gonna pop. So this Orb of Venom slow is kind of annoying. It does such garbage damage now, though. Yeah. It's what, 2 magical damage a second. It is pretty awful to say. Just jaunting away at mid. Has opted for a point in the phase shift, interestingly enough, early on here. I was wondering if he was just going to go 4 points up in the nukes, but seemed to just want that little bit of extra mitigation as Felix comes in, is able to interrupt this pull from Innocence, but he hasn't dragged a wave or anything like that. And Silo actually successfully gets both the stack and the side pull here on the Lifestealer. So.
Taking notes from his plus 5s.
Sure. Pretty nice still. Innocence still battling up against OP here, but now Felix rotates through. He's got the Fissure. Innocence might just be dead. Yeah, one more touch, first blood.
All right, don't take those notes from your pos 5.
No,
you know,
no.
Just the good stuff.
So far, CS on all 3 lanes going pretty well for
Jakiro.
Oh, it's caught out in the trees. Chain, stomp, right click down by the 13 stacks. Nothing that the Naga is going to be able to do to help you there.
And is it just stats being maximized right now? It is. So already finishing up the 1 Wraith Band, going the most gold efficient stat item in the game with the Ironwood Branch. Not opting for something like a Ring of Tarask this time, and copping a little bit of harass, but she'll be fine. 8 armor, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, for sure. And I imagine for the Naga, just going to be the very standard build, get a bunch of Wraith Bands and Yasha, Manta. I've even seen people like skipping Diffusal and just tanking up like crazy. I've seen Manta straight Scotty. I don't know if that's going to be the case this game, but
I mean, Scotty against a Lifestealer is not terrible.
Very true. Felix is here at mid, but he's sitting right on top of an Observer board, so nothing to say. Should be alright, just needs to not use the orb. I'm a little bit surprised at the go 2 points orb. I was wondering if he might just keep like orb at 1 and get the points in the Waning Rift, so then he could use the Waning Rift to kind of CS and harass and just always rely on the orb for escape. grabbed himself an invis. Jinkyu just died top. I don't know what happened over there, but
I mean, he died next to the outpost, so just maybe trying to go for a wave pull, make things a little bit easier for Centaur Warrunner. As always, we see it really prominently in China in particular. These supports just brawl for the 4-minute power runes in the river. They know that the mid lane is by far the most important.
Decent damage on the D, but he's going to be alright.
He's Gucci. Alright, 30 seconds until those bounty runes come up. I feel like we're going to get a similar type of action happening with their supports here. Probably more on the bottom side. It feels a bit more of a threatening lane, especially when you've got that invis here on the Earthshake, although it's just wearing off.
Yeah. So Felix is only level 2, but like I said, he has dodged a lot of experience and just kind of let OP have the lane. Faith, yeah, pretty low top here, but nothing to really punish him. Side change from Jinkyu. We'll be able to quickly grab the bounty and then run this out. Red Panda still chasing him. He's got the 2 points up in the dual breath. Here comes the liquid fire as well. It looks like Jinkyu should be okay. Red Panda needs to be a little bit careful. I guess they don't have the mana on the Centaur for Hoof Stomp, so even if he did get chained, he'd probably be okay. Nothing to say. Station down here to try and snipe away one of these bounties, but looks like he wasn't actually able to get either of them. Felix beating him to the punch there.
Hope you're doing a great job with these pulls. As you were saying, he's at level 5.5 at the 5.5 minute mark, so good job himself. He's got the creep wave, he's got a half pull off, which is real nice value.
TP at mid, bottle refill. I'm bringing both of their supports to the mid lane. Try and help out, nothing to say. Gotta be careful. We're gonna have some pretty low level supports and quite a high level quap on the field. So it's gonna be hunting for them. Definitely a little bit concerning if you're EHOME. Innocence picks up the arcane. Thing to say was, I think, hoping to orb his way over there, but Felix still applying the pressure and so much attention being paid to the mid lane. We just have a full tri-lane versus tri-lane mid. Naga free farming top, but you know, Faith Beyond still getting quite a lot and does already have the full Vanguard picked up, so he is not going to be easy to eject from this lane. He's really just going to hunker down. Puck dies mid.
Alright.
Alright.
So, let's leave for half a second.
Yep, fissured, nuked, and dead, I suppose. I don't even think there was any. Yeah, it looks like he just got caught by the fissure and like the max plasma field. They stomp up on everything. God King maybe in a little bit of danger. He's still slowed. Does not have the song. A couple more touches. Faith Beyond still chasing. Double Edge not enough. Couldn't quite get the chains on Jinkyu, and Cypher is still on cooldown for a very long time. So I mean, Naga survives, but gonna have to walk all the way back.
These rotations on the Queen of Pain, you'd have to think soon. Going back to base, making sure she's got that full HP and mana. It's the level 6 as well, so make something happen. Buys up the clarity. Maybe a couple of mangoes?
You could do. Has picked up an urn. Puck is just getting run out at mid. Does have to be said that Nothing to Say is actually not that far behind the Razor on the, at least on the CS. I'll switch it over to net worth now, and they're also pretty similar there. So TD's really been playing up very aggressively, but I think also maybe at the cost of his own CS just a little bit. He is actually walking back to bottom, but he's holding up the TP if he finds an opportunity in another lane. But I guess there isn't really anywhere that's too gank. The Puck's a little bit of an unreliable kill, and the Centaur is just a beefcake currently. So neither one of those is too easy.
He's just cultivating mass on this set.
Yeah, he's bulking.
Yeah. The endless bulk, that's what I've been doing during quarantine.
Yeah, just perma bulk. If it fits your macros.
I mean, Palmer's fit my macro. Alright, we've got some aggression happening on this top side. OP's TP'd in all over the bay.
Yeah, pops a stampede. Fisher only onto one. Here comes the sonic wave. I don't think he's really connected onto anything. Complete whiff from OP as he just tries to walk off the dream quote. Not the right timing at all as he snapped it at the very last second. Ooh, I think he would have actually lived if he just stood still until the coil ran out and then blinked, but...
Yeah. And the even worse part is that this bottom tower is going to go down to Silo, who's just continuing to free farm up. He's very happy with this. going to push that underneath the tier 2 tower as well, so force the rotation through, and you can just safely rotate back through the jungle, or even maybe take this tri-camp area, deny some of the fire out that some sparking arrow might be able to get.
And this is actually a disaster. Losing, like TPing like that, using ultis, just losing 2 tier 1s, no trade at all. That really hurt. And before that point, they were a little bit ahead, but really not using the resources very effectively. DD just buying a bunch of small items, really tanking up. I mean, he knows what his role is in this game. It's just to hold out until the Naga Siren is truly online, but this bottom tier 1 is going to be a big obstacle for them this game. It seems like they're just not really equipped to go and take that, and it's not going to be easy now that especially since they've lost this tier 1 on bottom. They don't really have any way to stage for the bot team.
Yeah, and they've lost the outposts as well. They're going to be able to recover 1 just in time. No, actually, I don't think Lich will get there fast enough. 2?
Felix is being meme lord.
They got it.
Yeah, they got it.
No, it was 150 each. I don't think they got the top one in time.
No, I think they did.
Was it?
My thing just says outpost controlled by the Dire.
Oh, yeah, true. I just saw the each and I was like, what?
Yeah, all right. Well, that was a pretty nice rotation. That's definitely going to be helpful for them. Razor is just straight rushing BKB again. His job this game is just he has to sort of sustain vibes while the Naga farms. He's the springboard, and EHOME just running in now. Nothing to say. It's going to be going for a Veil first. And not level 6 quite yet, otherwise I think he would probably drop the Macropyre here at mid just to push this out.
He's doing a good job though. Got a bit of range though. Get dived to takes some damage from the illusory orb, but
nice slight chains onto 2. Faith Beyond does have the Stampede. They're also going to drop the coil. Net comes out onto Innocence. I think he's sitting there wondering exactly why there was an ice pack thrown at him, and they're just going to send Faith Beyond forward with the Frost Shield. Sylar still just been farming up over at bottom. Really no pressure on him whatsoever. And the Queen of Pain does have a Sonic Wave ready to use and a TP Scroll off cooldown. We'll see if they're actually going to try for anything here at mid. This is kind of the problem with the 4 Shaker, is that he's also not really contributing a whole lot at this stage of the game.
Yeah, we've got this Macropyre. I wonder, yeah, they've got the Song of the Siren leveled up as well here, and they'll 1 point into the Ensnare on the Naga Siren. So you've got some capability to have these team fights, and with the Queen of Pain as well, going for a little bit of an unusual item build. The Mechanism coming up online in about 160. I mean, will she even have the full mana to get off her full gamut of spells?
I'm not sure that she will. I don't mind it. It is just another nice team fight item, and I still think that the plan in this game is very much, all right, everybody just go and be as strong as they can in fights while we wait for Naga to do everything. We'll see if it works.
Seems like they're just trying to bait out the Stampede from the center. Red Panda standing on the front lines, being that juicy target, and have to know on EHOME that the rest of the team's standing right behind him.
Lexion has cultivated even more mass. He's got the Hood of Defiance on top of this Vanguard.
He's looking thick.
Yeah. How many C's, Dan?
I'd say about, let's go with 5.
Yeah, I think 5 C's is appropriate. Anyway, they're still just trying to use the Retaliate to bring this tower down. Faith Beyond goes in, takes a couple of shots, sizes up the reaction. They're trying to bait with this Earthshaker illusion. Oh, I mean, Dream Coil, but it's only really onto 1. Shakira gonna drop down all of his spells. Good stuff on the puck. This is really good damage. And here comes Felix from the sideline.
Quap's
gonna get 2 kills, and here comes the net. Faith Beyond getting locked down. I think he was just running past to maybe try and find a TP opportunity. He's gonna get brought down. Ooh, Sparking Arrow. Very nice little play there with the illusion bait, especially.
I mean, the thickness just wasn't enough to resist. No. Kept turning his booty at that tower, but didn't do much. And OP has to be said, he TP'd towards the end, but didn't really do all too much. He TP'd in on about 20% mana, so he got a Shadow Strike off, and that was about it.
Yeah, they really didn't need the Quap for very much there. I guess we'll just we're gonna have to see with this life stealer. You know, Sylar, he's been out farming. He's doing all right. I mean, he's not that far ahead of the Naga, truth be told. And I'm not even sure what his big timing is going to be this game. Looks like he's just going for the halberd. Another macro pyre getting dropped at mid. Gets Beyond coming in to finish this off. And OP just sneaks a haste out from underneath their noses.
All while our Naga Siren slowly farming more up, has got the Yasha completed, slowly sipping on those clarities, and about halfway towards that ultimate orb to finish off the Mantis Star.
DD's pretty tanky. I don't know if this is really the catch that they're looking for. Jinkyu with just a quick jump away. What's the neutral item situation? Wait, has neither team planted their mango tree? Hello?
I mean...
Hello?
What season do you think it is in the Dota world right now? Because maybe it's not mango season.
It's apparently not mango season. I'm just, you know, I'm seeing cores buying clarities and nobody's planting the mango tree. Oh, nothing to say. You gotta get away. Oh, drops the dream coil. Just gets netted, and that's just gonna end up being a wasted ulti.
And the snap at the end, because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it gets them all 4 bounties. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Yeah, maybe not the best timed smoke rotation from Sparking Arrow. Like, even if they hadn't run into him, I don't think they would have to contest anything. Yeah, I'm taking dagger at mid, and you know he's a beefy boy, but is he going to be beefy enough that's going to force the stampede pop? So that's another ultimate that EHOME is utilizing, and it's not really finding them anything. And this is worrying, right? They're on a clock, so every single ultimate is kind of buying Sparking Arrow another 100 seconds here, another 60 seconds there. Concerning, to say the least.
I really feel like this is either that meta style. As soon as he finishes it up, I think Sparking Arrow should start to get real aggressive. You know, got this Earthshaker who's got his Echo Slam back off cooldown without the Stampede and without the Dream Coil, although it's come back up to online now.
I still think their game plan is very much. Maybe it would be great. It would be great to go and get this bottom tier 1.
Yeah,
I would be totally on board with trying to go and get a tower. I don't know if they really need to go and get too many kills, but I really think they should open up the map a little bit more, because ideally they want this Naga sitting down here bottom, stealing farm from the Radiant jungle, farming ancients, just doing Naga Siren things. Yeah,
and like you're saying, they can prioritize that bottom side. You know, as Dire, one of the big advantages that you get is the fact that you get to take control of both of these ancient camps as soon as this tier 1 tower is gone. So while they don't really have the strongest Roche taking lineup themselves, they do want to deny it out a little bit from the Radiant too. So that top tier 1 tower is still pretty important, because then you can put a lot more safety towards keeping your outpost on the top side.
Felix is getting close to his blink.
Not if he dies though.
Yeah. TP. Innocent. So just a gaze range. There you go. He's got it. And Fisher not even gonna end up coming out. Jinkyu scouting, just gonna leave a remnant behind in case he does get jumped. And he knows that the Razor's around here farming. There is a nice defensive ward from SAG, so DD just gonna back himself up. And they don't quite get the tower that maybe before, but King's still able to bring down the tier 1 at top. And he does have that full manta. He's actually just gonna be rushing the Scotty here, so really just the full tank build for him.
Give him the stats, great against the lifestealer. Do they have much in the form of healing? Not really. What's happening here onto the Naga?
Oh, Chain Frost, but nice micro sending the illusions away, so not going to be too many bounces. Trying to decide if his team is coming over here to help out. They're trying to jump in to get the interrupt there. Not going to happen. Red Panda and OP looking like they might be in a little bit of danger. OP, I think, could survive. He's got a blink off cooldown in a second. Heads up towards the high ground. Can they get the interrupt? No, they can't. And, well, Red Panda, the only casualty. But with Song down, EHOME should be able to get a little bit more aggressive. Though they do have a lot of their ultis on cooldown for the time being.
Space was created in the end. You've got DD, who's just popped his eye at the storm to do a bit of farming for himself, realizing how important that BKB timing is for him.
Yeah, he really needs that to be able to fight. OP getting pretty close to some Greaves here on the Quap. Nothing to say. He's just going to be going for an Eggs. And alright, so yeah, they finally get this Naga Siren down here. Nothing to say, gonna TP, and they realize how important this bottom tier 1 is. So gonna spend a little bit of extra time and attention trying to hold on to it. But they do have more SAG heroes rotating through now.
Gonna have to do something soon though, because top tier 2 and mid tier 2 are being pushed in here by EHOME. It's some good timing for the 4 to 5, pushes out 2 waves effectively. What do you reckon this Queen of Pain was? You know, we saw the weird mechanism build coming out from her early, obviously just wanting to sustain in team fight, but the Greaves makes a lot of sense, right? Because if you get caught out by the Waning Rift, you can just dispel it straight off and blink away. Oh, that's not the first BKB use you want, DD.
Oh, he just...
I think he tried to catch out. Try and catch out there. I don't know.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I think it was the Ember Spirit and he just remnanted it away, but why would you be against an Ember Spirit that's positioned 4?
Maybe he was just worried that there was going to be, like, maybe he got chained and was just worried that there was going to be a Centaur jump, so I just popped it. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I'll cool down for a little while. Tyler is just rushing AC here, but Naga's already taken up residence over in the Radiant jungle. And yeah, going back to your point, I really like this Greaves on the Quap, actually, because I think if you buy Yules, you might still just die anyway, right? Like, you're gonna maybe Yules the chains, and then when you come back down, like, Lich has moved into position and he's just gonna gaze you, or or there's gonna be a stomp or something like that. So the Greaves seems like a much more reliable way to get out, and also a nice team fight.
Alright, so Sparking Arrow just tried going for a gank here onto the park, popped the Song of the Siren to do so, but down. I think they thought he went up.
Oh, okay. Well, he's fine. So now pressure coming top. OP. Like I said, fairly tanky. Not going to be the easiest to bring down. Jinkyu is rotating into the neighborhood. Still just kind of taking whatever farm he wants. He is still number 1 on the net worth. Doing a pretty good job keeping up with the Naga Siren, who does have a couple of nice wards now and the outpost to be able to farm around, so this should be
that OP.
Yeah, but he's still pretty tanky, so not really doing all that much damage, and now Naga comes TPing in. Here comes the net. He does still have the Rage in the backline. Got the Dream Coil under the Razor, but he's still got a BKB. So Sparking Arrow looking fine for this fight, and OP actually jumping forward aggressively. Felix only 100 gold shy of his Blink Dagger at this point. Really wishing that he had it. Oh, he goes jumping in aggressively, but relying on his relying on the Jakiro to help him out a little bit here, and just the tankiness from those Guardian Groups. They get the Echo Storm on top of Jinkyu. Here comes the Sonic Wave, but he's not dead just yet. DD finally popping the BKB and gets the Link out of the Lifestealer, but Sylar's fast, so not really too much of a problem for him. Now he comes back in looking for a little bit more of a fight. He does have the Rage available. OP gonna finish off Innocence. There's still nobody dead yet. OP surviving with the Greaves. Finally the Rage goes down. Why is nobody dead yet, Danos? They get another Ice Path on the Sylar. He's tanking through everything. Nothing to say arrives to this fight. He jumps into the back lines. He gets rooted up though.
Lifestealer's in the
away
central.
with the chain stun. Here comes the jump in, but he jumped into the Ice Path. They're not going to get the immediate jump that they were looking for on DD, but they will still get the kill. Now the Naga, the next target. The Fisher coming out. Felix looking for the chain stun. Nice Ice Path. They're focusing on the Centaur first. Now they turn their attention over towards the Lifestealer. Triple kill for the Naga Siren. Oh boy.
Alright, I want to see this fight recap. Where did all the damage come from? I mean, Naga Siren, obviously just standing there, you know, you've got those first key items. Didn't even have the full Skadi completed, although, is that what's rushing through on the career over the mid lane? Yes, it is. And I think Sonic Wave even only hit on to 1, just the Ember Spirit. But,
yeah, like it clipped him for a second. And I think this is where the Naga just has to take over the game, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that they have the... Even if they get the jump on the Naga, I don't know if they have the damage to bring him down in time. And Lifesteal, as we saw in that last fight, he is not going to be a carry that 1v5s this game, right? He's just going to get linked. There's nobody else that you need to bother linking on the side of EHOME. So I really think this is SAG's game to lose at this point.
Yeah, I mean, now as well that you've finished up that Guardian on the Naga Siren, you have to commit so much more attention to be able to take down these illusions if you just chuck them in one of the side lanes. You know, pressure's going to be mounting all throughout the map, and they don't really have the builds on these heroes to deal with it.
Let it be be known that I'm still a big Ember 4 hater. I don't think it's worth picking this hero just for slight chains. Like, I don't quite get it. Because I feel
maybe they would think it was going to be over by now.
Maybe. I feel like you're not utilizing your other spells when you play this hero as a force.
Nice
now they're getting blocked off a little bit. A rage getting forced out. And those just have to run back. Right, Panda back behind the tower. Does have an ice path available. Catches it onto Jin Q. But no follow-up. Felix does have the blink dagger off cooldown now, so if he sees a good target, could go for a jump. Nothing to say. Just pressuring out top. Does almost have the Aghanim Scepter complete here on the puck. But Naga just continuing to get bigger and bigger. Just gonna go straight into the butterfly next. So get all the survivability from the Scotty to live against the nukes. Get the butterfly to live against the lifestealer auto attacks, and at that point, what's gonna kill you?
Not all too much. They might catch out puck here. Wisely standing inside this tree line, but kills itself. So, song worth popping.
Jumps a little bit further up. Actually goes in the opposite direction just to ensure the TP out.
Committing hard for it. Nagasara just caught in these trees next to the Fisher.
Oh.
Scanning.
Yeah, I mean, they went looking for him just in case he was hiding up there waiting to cut another wave, so they even put the high ground ward down. Okay, so Sylar's almost got his AC. I don't think his next item is really going to matter too much for his team. Like, maybe the full Mjolnir would be nice to have as well, but it already feels like he's peaking a little bit. This is a decent timing. They've also got the Aghanim Scepter picked up on the puck. I think they have to just go and see if they can make something happen, because otherwise they're just going to get outscaled.
I mean, with this Dream Coil, though, it needs to be so on point with nothing to say. Sparking Arrow, they don't mind taking these fights in a enclosed space. You've got an Earthshaker, you've got a Queen of Pain, you've got a Naga Siren, so you've got insane amounts of setup.
Yeah. Maybe the Dream Coil is going to enable the Lifesteal a little bit better, right? They can use the Dream Coil to control the Razor now, and that is going to make Tyler's game a little bit easier.
Yep.
But yeah, still going to be so reliant on finding the right jump, like you're saying. And over mid, they see nothing to say. Hey, here comes the chain stun. They're deploying the Echo just to make sure, but he does actually still get the face shift, surviving a little bit longer. And now he gets the blink away. Okay. Well, not the perfect chain stun there from them. I don't even know if with the perfect chain stun to get that. He's pretty tanky.
Yeah. Heavy commitment, but tier 2 tower taken as a result, so not the worst again. It just feels like even when things don't completely go Sparking Arrow's way, they still get something out of the exchange.
Another
Or they're trying to go in on this quad.
There. There, jump in, stun. Are the Greaves going to be enough survivability here? They've got the lockdown and OP dead. Nice 3-man fish. Here comes the rest of the team. They're getting the net down. They do get out the Dream Coil, but they're just looking to retreat. DD pretty much breaking that instantly. Hasn't popped the BKB yet. And does finally manage to get off the Yule Scepter. BKB trying for the walkway. Sylar still chasing him. Naga losing a little bit of life, but they have built the Centaur. Jin-Q. Okay, that's cute. Gets a little bit of damage out as he jumps back, but alright, just ends up being offlane for offlane at the end of the day.
You just needed the deep skip, that's all he wanted. Just pump up those numbers.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Can't have the lowest hero damage at the in-game screen.
Never.
It's a battle of him versus Innocence.
I mean, Innocence has got some pretty good chain thrusts off, so...
Yeah, I think he has. So it could be a bit of a contest here. But Naga's almost got the butterfly. Sylar, what has he picked up? He's got some spider legs. Might need to get those into his slot nice and fast. Innocence getting caught up by the net. Felix does still have a Fisher available. He's actually going to opt, well, okay.
He didn't connect with the stun or the
he wanted to block off the ramp, I guess. Yule's from Jin-Q protecting himself for a second. Can he get the slide off? That's going to buy him a little bit more time. He does get the jump away. Naga firing the target. Does just disengage for a second, sending in the illusion. They are going to get cleaned up pretty nicely by the Centaur. Here comes the Dream Coil onto 2, and they're just going to immediately break the coil. So the combination from Red Cat, here it comes. Onto 2. Lifestealer losing a ton of health. Sylar brought down pretty much immediately. Faith Beyond on the back line. Does get up another nice stomp. Jin-Q looking in front of the fight chains, perhaps. Needs to be careful. Another jump away, but the remnants have only been defensive, and OP is now hot on his heels. I don't think they have any way to interrupt us. Maybe the Yules, but not quite in range for DD.
Not quite. And this is the time, if any, that you were going to be taking Roshan. You've got an Nagasiren that's tanky as hell. Even this DD Razor used to have it, but the DD Raze was up online in that fight. But yeah, you're not going to have the real grip coming through. Even then, you didn't have the Earthshaker coming through with the Echo Slam. Still 10 seconds on when the Naga Siren had her ultimate being used. But again, we just saw the flexibility with these weird combos.
Yeah, even with that, they still win that team fight seemingly pretty easily. It really feels like EHOME need to dump all of their spells on the Naga all at once. Otherwise, there's just no way to win the fight. And well, that's going to get a hell of a lot harder now that he's got this Aegis.
Yeah, you got to do it twice.
Yeah, I don't think they have the resources for that. So.
And now you also have to contend against a Spirit Vessel. So suddenly, that lifesteal, the feast, ain't doing all so much.
Yeah. Getting kited around a little bit. Spider legs are going to help, but they don't have too much other scaling going on. Like Bithbion just working his way towards Halberd. Puck is just picking up a Dagon, but
guess who do you use that on though? The Quap?
Yeah, maybe. Just I guess whoever you get the jump on, but the Jakiro and the Shaker are both relatively tanky at this point themselves.
Yep.
It's kind of one of the benefits of this support duo. Maybe if you're EHOME, you have to just shift into some kind of like Raptota mode. I don't know if you can win a team fight anymore.
Luck with that. Oh, we've got Nagasiren indeed chasing. I mean, there's not really much risk.
Yeah.
Forcing the chain
cross deploy, but it's just going to get completely soaked up by these illusions. Does seem like it's going to get Innocence out of harm's way. Over at mid lane, Puck trying to cut the wave. It's going to get the blink away. Nothing to say. Dropping the Dream Curl just to prevent any pursuit. And yeah, it does seem like EHOME kind of going into rat mode a little bit. At least to try and wait out the Aegis.
Suppose. I mean, they used the Sonic Wave for that, which I thought was really questionable. You know, if you didn't, then suddenly you had a team fight where there's no Chain Frost, and you do have the ultimate advantage. They had some good movement, taking over the Radiant jungle a little bit, allowing DD to farm a bit more freely here, but that's not really where they want to play, right? They've got these two tier 2 towers on the top side. You want to take over their one remaining safe haven, which is this Trican.
I think using the Sonic Wave like that is fine, just because I don't think there's any world where, judging by the way that EHOME have been playing, that they're not at all interested in committing multiple heroes to a fight. They are just playing full rat, split on all 3 lanes, buying time.
Right, but then you can just take these tier 2 towers, right, if they're not at all interested.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if can all just walk mid, because I think they're worried about the side lanes just constantly getting pressured the way that they are. So they're kind of making their way mid now. We do get a little bit of chain lockdown onto Shin-Q. Just to time these stuns properly. Let's have a remnant out. So it looks like he might actually just be fine. Yeah. Evils does it for him. Okay. So now they get their opportunity to finally roll up on this tower. Still taking them a little while.
I mean, they've got a lot more push potential now with this Eye of the Storm. You don't have to just completely commit it on to team fights. You could use it to convert into some tower damage. They're going to be able to catch out this Ember. Maybe not.
Gets the jump away. Still pressuring time. What does he... does actually have the full MKB completed. So that maybe gives them a little bit more Naga killing potential. God King is just going for a Abyssal Blade here.
Put out the puck, but able to get away just in time. No, the net not landing onto it. Just need to be as slippery as possible. Push out the lanes. Succeeding in the end. That Observer Ward not there anymore, and TP back to safety.
They've done a really good job of buying time, it has to be said. I mean, there's only another, 40 seconds remaining on this Aegis. Giving themselves that little bit more of an opportunity. I know that Sylar is also the kind of player where if he feels like buying a raid, then he is gonna make a play. And they're actually hitting a little bit of a timing here. Aegis is getting reclaimed. They've got a Shadow Blade on their Centaur. They've also picked up a gem just to make sure that these movements around the map are that little bit more secure, and really looking for these pickoffs. If they can't win a 5v5, then they might just try and force it to be a 4v5 instead.
I think they use Shadow Blade under the this Observer at the Radiant jungle. He hasn't been dewatered just yet by Anderson to back up on Sparking Arrow, fight around more of their safe areas.
Yep. And they just take out this too. Now, kind of getting towards the high ground. Naga feeling pretty confident. Over at mid lane, DD is still waging this war of attrition with the Puck, who is continuing to be a big nuisance. They're going to try and force them back, and actually already getting half HP on this top tier 3 tower. But EHOME's still poking and prodding, I think trying to force a mistake from Sparking Arrow, where, you know, they don't back up cleanly before this kind of TP happens, and then EHOME are able to force a 4v5 engagement. But so disciplined in making sure that they back up before anybody TPs to the other lanes. And I think they're still kind of getting chased here.
Be okay.
To the ends of the
Much time as you can. I mean, the thing is as well, level 25 on some of these heroes is scary for both sides. That Puck go on the Waning Rift cooldowns. So every 5 seconds you go half second stun. What can the supports do about that? Not much. And then suddenly when this Queen of Pain hits level 25, you've got that Scream of Pain. So if you're really on point and can top of this Puck, you've got that initial lockdown that you need to be able to burst it.
Yeah, who's actually closest, right? Lifesteal, Naga level 22, Razor level 22,
even
Puck 21. Yeah, the metrics this game are still fairly close. Net worth at least only about 5k. Experience a little bit bigger, and 10k. The two supports on EHOME I don't think are getting a ton. The win probability in the last couple of minutes actually moving slightly back towards EHOME, but still heavily on the Sparking Arrow side. Ooh, Fisher was pretty close on Faith Beyond. Let's be careful with this courier.
He doesn't have a TP.
No, and they're gonna. They see this courier with the TP scrolls heading over, so Felix is onto him. He knows what's going on, and he's looking.
What could this be?
Oh,
they've got the scan.
But they didn't realize that he blinks the other way. Oh man.
I mean, surely the value play is somehow macro pyring horizontally, right? To cut out as many of those trees as you can.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I guess he went in the area where they hit the scan, right? Or did they not even try?
They didn't try.
They didn't even try. Okay. Alright, well. Time.
I mean, EHOME's gonna like this because the one that's pushing out these towers right now in these lanes is the Naga Siren on Sparking Arrow, whereas the one that's doing it on Radiant side is the Puck. And who's gonna get more levels? Who's gonna reach that level 25 first? It's gonna be the Puck.
And Nothing to Say is actually insanely difficult to kill now. It's got the Aeon Disc as well, and the Quickening Charm. It's like, what could you even do? They've got to jump over a middle, and here comes the Abyssal Blade. Jin Q, your shenanigans will not save you this time around, my friend.
Okay.
That's right.
It's only a pause for though, not the worst.
Yeah. Okay, he's just got a Lotus Orb picked up. Alright, so everybody is just trying to kind of figure out ways that they make this life stealer still work. Sylar is going for BKB, so just wants all the Magic community in the entire world. Pop is going for a Hex. What's our neutralizing situation?
Well, we've just got a new wave of them coming out, right? So more of them already picked up by Sparking Arrow, obviously. No, Siren's going to be wanting there with the fast range.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
On.
Oh, literally isn't even anywhere close to it, actually. Only level 13.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, I just saw the ninja gear come out from the Ember Spirit, and there's this cool little interaction where if you get an Aether Lens plus the cast range talent and you pop the ninja gear, you can actually sinister gaze from invis or from smoke.
Okay. Pretty cool. Man, EHOME smoked up here. Okay, so they deal with these illusions mid. They're running out. They don't have any vision to play around, so I think they're really just smoking to try and reestablish control over their little tri-camp area. They do get the ward up on the high ground. They've got that gem in the inventory of Innocence. They're scouting the Roshan. Well, they're not scouting the Roshan, actually. It's a dire courier. But they know that they need this foothold back. They can't afford to just be completely trapped inside their base.
They're going to go for the outpost as well. They don't want to lose out on this experience battle.
Yeah, they might try.
Lane though, have to be careful.
Yeah, it's always dangerous territory. I think they're feeling pretty confident. Does played it up, and here comes the A on disc. So that's going to help keep him alive. He does get the fade out. There's the blink, and he is gone. So he's good.
Start coming out here on Sparking Arrow's side.
Yeah, I feel like they should just run at this outpost and make sure that they don't get experience. They really shouldn't let them have it. Should be pretty easy. DD is kind of in the middle of nowhere here, but I think EHOME are actually worried that the rest of it... Now they've realized, they're like, wait a second, DD, you can't be here. Your Naga is showing on our outpost. What are you up to, buddy?
Buffin. Scythe of Ice suddenly comes out from OP.
Kind of thing going on. What the heck's on the light, so they are going to get the Stampede away. Sylar actually just looking for the turnaround. No spells from Felix, and now they're focusing on the clock. OP got surviving for a little bit longer. Nice Force Staff gets the blink away now. They do have a full drain going on to Sylar, but he pops the BKB, so still surviving. Q trying to hold them back. And the net is going to connect on. Sylar now has the Rage as the BKB wears out. It's going to end up being a couple of support deaths at the end of the day.
You know you're having a rough one as a lifestealer when you're forced to go the BKB as well on top of your Rage, but saving him that time around.
It's definitely the right item, right? Otherwise he would have just gotten Ice Path and died for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm with Sylar on this one. He's just going to go back to the Mjolnir here. Naga is going to be going for a Bloodthorn.
Close.
Yeah.
Was that the Abyssal reveal as well? Or?
No, it got revealed mid when they killed the Ember. Remember? Yeah.
So he's 6 slotted.
Yeah,
I have a better item than this Ring of Kill though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of wondering if I guess we'll just have to see if Bloodthorn is the item. He had an AC queued up a little bit earlier, and I was kind of wondering if he would opt for that instead, but I guess deciding that he wants that little bit of extra deeps.
Felix, he's on the prowl a little bit. I'm surprised he didn't stand next to that creep camp as it died, because he's so close to hitting that level 3 slam timing. Are they
they're running in Sylar. Do they have the chain stun? They try and start with the Fisher. Here comes the Abyssal Blade. He's still living, gets the Rage up, plus the Stampede. No problem against the Link. Q going to be looking for a slight change. Red Panda does find a nice stun, but Sylar still going to be fine. They do get the net onto Q, but he's got a Yules. Felix waiting for his opportunity. He's got another Fisher now. Can he find a good Echo? That's going to be the big question. Q actually manages to cancel his blink, I believe. Now he's the one netted down. Faith Beyond, nice stomp, helping to protect the Ember a little bit longer. Nothing to say. Comes in with the dig. Can't quite get the pop onto the Quap, and Sylar needs to run off this leash, but he's got the Spider Legs to help him out. Faith Beyond still tanking a lot in the middle of this fight. The Naga not looking all that healthy, gets stunned up for more time, and now brought down. This is a huge opportunity for EHOME. What more can they get? DD doesn't even get the TP out successfully. BKB betraying him, doesn't have the duration. And now looking like he might just get chased down by Sylar. Q with one more jump in. That's a double kill for nothing to say, and that is a 4-for-1 team fight in favor of EHOME.
Going for these little victories there, and succeeding on EHOME's side. Felix holding onto the Echo Slam that entire time, just couldn't find the perfect initiation. You don't want to waste it onto a position 5 solo. You don't want to have it popped onto the Lifestealer, and then he just has his BKB up, he has his Rage up, and they didn't really have the follow-up either. So, key proposition to take. This play, is he going to try and make something happen around this Roche Pit? He's got items in his inventory free.
He doesn't really have any way of knowing when it's going to be. They hit him with the scan successfully. All right, they found him. Felix, see ya. Well, he wanted to try, but now dead. Aegis and Cheese going to be claimed, and Yeah, the not surprisingly easily in that last fight. I do have to easy game for Felix, right? Like you're saying, he can't really go in the lifestealer. He also can't really go on the puck because of the Aeon disc. So he really has to wait a long time to find a good opportunity. But they really need something out of their shaker in these fights because he just had zero contribution to the last one.
Yeah. Now, to make things worse, you do have that level 25 puck. Silences that are going to be coming through. They've gone on.
Yeah, but he's got the disc. He does get silenced up. Stampede drops the drink quote. Naga thinking about the song, figuring out if he needs to use it.
Got the evasion as well, so realizing, well, I got popped in that last fight. Myself a little bit of protection, but that MKB.
This Havoc Hammer is actually pretty sick for picking on. It actually gives them more tools to be able to kill off these Nagas. Putting the damage. They've actually got the Sinister Gaze as well. Can they keep him alive? He gets silenced. Mantis out. Finally, the song comes through, but Skylar's still chasing him. Can they get a good combination going with the Ice Path? Red Panda's thinking about it, but it looks like Sparking Arrow just want to go for the full-on retreat. Felix closes the door with the Fissure, and they will just get themselves back out of there. But that did cost them their BKB on the Razor as well.
The Echo prospect was so tempting there for the Earthshaker.
Yeah.
4 heroes clumped up in one spot, but probably the wise decision because didn't have any way to turn it back around with any follow-up damage.
Yeah, they really needed the Naga to be able to turn and fight there.
Got that Bloodthorn as well, and puck is now priority number 1. At least if you can catch her in the next 15 seconds, that Aeon disc back up online very, very
yeah, and not even walking around with boots anymore. Doesn't really need it for the mobility. Has the refresher orb picked up. Jinkyu almost dying at top, but he's actually doing okay and becoming a little more of a core as this game goes on. He's got the Aghanim Scepter and now also working its way towards the Radiant. So in the absence of any other big threats from SAG, everyone has just been able to full-on itemize against this Naga. And it does seem to be working. Siler's just slapping a tier 3 at top.
He is. They already used the blip previously when they were taking that tier 3 mid push, and if they were to kill him, he's got that Aegis, and it's up for another 2 minutes 15. So just give a prospect.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
They need their lockdown to connect somehow. I guess the problem is that so much of their damage is tied to the Naga, and she gets coiled. Here comes an Ice Path, but Siler's still tanking everything on the front line. TD with the auto attacks is putting some damage onto him. The Aegis is going to be reclaimed relatively soon.
Still a while.
Jump into the back lines. He's trying to be a nuisance, not going to let the Earthshaker get anything done. And EHOME's still super healthy. Siler's still just sieging. Hex, can they maybe find some kind of a chain initiation? They got to worry about the Glimmers, the Lotus, the Aegis.
Look at this great spacing between all the EHOME heroes. No one is next to each other. They don't want to get caught in a multi-man Echo Slam.
Yeah, they're not making life easy for us. They do collapse a little bit here to Red Panda. Song coming through. Can they find a good target? Siler with the BKB just going to be a nuisance. Won't make it easy for the Jakiro to do his job in this fight. They were already dropped the Abyssal Blade onto him. The Naga gets silenced up by the Lotus Reflect.
There's the Echo.
Finally drops it out. They are getting a combo off, but the Aegis and the Cheese going to put EHOME back in fighting shape. Faith Beyond a little bit low. The Dream Coil does come out. Siler just going to try and walk this one off. Rage going to help out somebody. Doesn't have the BKB anymore. Can they continue the pursuit? That has to be the question. And actually, EHOME going to go looking for the turnaround. DD walking perhaps a little bit too far forward. Does get the Yules off. Ice Path from Red Panda helping to keep him alive, but in a pretty compromised position. Naga trying to fight, but is she actually doing any damage? It just doesn't seem like it. Getting kited around, the missile getting reflected, dead for 100 seconds. I really thought that this was going to be a freer Naga game, but in the end, EHOME have done it. They played the rat game, they got their items, and they are getting the 48-minute win.
Yeah, Tina Say really starting to come online there. Being a new sound delay, it's just shoving things in and getting those key burst items, you know? You can't protect too much against a Dagon 5 when you've got all that cooldown reduction on your side.
FY. He's found himself No-Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No-Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, he's not. There's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No-Tail as Arme comes in for the kill secure.
I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He's I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage in the fight. It's one of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm just coming into this here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Arme to have this invis rune. As Arme will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. The Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level the PL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Freaks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in the team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Spear picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls out as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in. Gets the call, the character's going to get FY. There with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson is running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No-Tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. He sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The Blood Bright Silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just just having all this vision. I mean, X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not gonna have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back here. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. Is he ready to push in? Look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of Rack. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're gonna keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Armin. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them. Knocks them back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army is on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already gone, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close to Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that time of split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary.
Welcome back, everybody, to more DPL-CDA. We got game 2 of EHOME versus Sparking Arrow Gaming. And as we were just saying, EHOME, they're on top of the board. They're 6-0 so far, and now 1 game away from making it 7-0. I think at that point they might actually be almost guaranteed first. Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about, right? That they've only got, like, IG already have 2 losses, LGD already have 2 losses, and EHOME only have 2 matches left. So, and they beat both of those teams. Obviously, they've beaten everyone head-to-head so far. So EHOME definitely getting close to maybe taking the whole league here. We've already got our bans coming through. We've got Chen, Timber, Veno on the EHOME side. We've got the Void Spirit, ES, Ember, and the Treant being banned by SAG. I guess you could say, well, they're not all position 4 heroes, but a couple of 4s in there, and EHOME just going to go straight for the Pangolier.
Pick something a little bit odd again, you reckon?
What, on SAG?
Yeah.
Because Pango's not unusual at all, right? That
No.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess the Clinks is in the pool. Maybe they'll go for that. All right. Well, that's not out of the ordinary. That's just Dragon Knight and the Ancient Apparition. All right. And the immediate response from EHOME is the Shadow Demon.
Yeah. Way to deal with it. Get the Dragon Tail into someone, disrupt, useless. Soul Catcher, obviously really effective against the Dragon Knight, and then just put the Demonic Purge onto him, and then unless KBs, it's hard to catch anyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I already like this potential support duo from. I do think I prefer the Pango in the 4 a little bit more than the 3, but still also very, very good as a 3 position. Sparking Arrow. They've got the last overall pick, so I really can't imagine that they're looking to put the Dragon Knight lane. So it's more than likely heading to the off lane sort of role. They do just go for the Nyx Assassin. I don't mind this. I kind of like it as a support duo with the Ancient Apparition, but I think you have to be careful in that it really weakens the potential distribution of your supports.
Consistent team fight contribution, right? You have to have. I mean, we saw how that affected them last time, right? There were a couple of team fights where Earthshaker was like, "I want to go in, but it's not optimal, or I might die if I do," and then suddenly you've had a 4v5 team fight, right, and done nothing.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon, he's always going to be there.
For sure. He's pretty much always going to get his spells off and do something. EHOME just picking up the Kunkka SAG pretty early Storm Spirit here. I mean, I guess there isn't a ton of lockdown for it. For the most part, you can't just avoid Kunkka's spells with the zip. But very reliant on kind of the pick-off for the early to mid game. And I'm now wondering if EHOME just shift gears into like a very aggressive kind of lineup. There's still a Lycan in the pool, which I think would go very unpunished this game, at least until later on.
Yeah.
What else?
The push right now on Sparking Arrow is wave clear is lacking on their supports, to say the least.
Yeah, and they're just kind of early game. All they've really got is this single target pick off kind of stuff, and that's where the Shadow Demon's going to be really good. And I just don't see them team fighting into Pango Kunkka. Those two heroes are just team fight monsters. So
yeah, I mean, if this Pango can make, if it is indeed the position for, if he can make it out of that laning stage with any semblance of levels, I think say yourself.
I even think EHOME could just pick like position 1 Dazzle here. Run the game over that way. They pick up the Beastmaster, so they are thinking along those lines of just playing a fast group up and push.
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Okay.
Just gonna be Fuzzy Wuzzy.
What are your thoughts on the Battle Furiosa that we've seen a lot more recent?
I don't like it that much. I've seen it a little bit, but I think it's mostly in situations where the Ursa knows that the game is like guaranteed to drag a little bit. Personally, not a very big fan. The most common build that I've been seeing recently is people getting the 202 and just rushing Abyssal Blade first item, and that seems fine. That seems pretty good.
I mean, we've seen people not put a single point into overpower until level 11, which I think is a bit of a grief.
I don't like that.
One point, you know, it's such value.
I really don't think that, one more point in Earthshock is worth not having any points in overpower. I think the build that most people have settled on now is getting like 202, and then you leave Earthshock at 2, and then you max out everything else. So SAG, how do you deal with this? So they're mostly looking for their position 1 pick. They could run the Dragon Knight in the safe lane if they wanted to, if they feel like they have something else. They would prefer to play up against the Ursa. So I don't know, maybe they have to take a page out of EHOME's book and go for some kind of like off
slippery here.
Puck. Yeah, just something that's gonna like buy them time, right? And just go cut waves and be annoying that way.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to stand and fight, right? So something like a Razor sucks against this, even though you typically wouldn't mind it. It's the concurrent. But Shadow Demon, you've got that right there where you just disrupt the Razor and run away.
I really don't know what the pick is. Okay, well, yeah, just kind of a slippery hero, I guess, but that is just going to be their position 1. So, God King, he's the one in the captain's chair. He's deciding, all right, what do I think is the game-winning hero here, and he's going to come back with the Weaver. But they are not equipped to take fights. I don't know. I really don't like their lanes that much. I'm very worried about this. I'm worried about this Sylar Ursa just getting out of control. And then just running at him.
It's like the right now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different Ursa loadouts that people use. Like the the Battle Pass set is quite popular. The Vine one.
Yeah.
Of
Alpine.
course, anyone who's got it is rocking the Alpine Ursa. There's no questions about that.
What Arteezy uses still?
I think so, yeah. Oh, but I think he's had it like forever, basically. He probably got it not too long after they or so, you know, it's probably someone gifted it to him. It's worth a lot these days. It's ridiculous to look back and be like, oh yeah, we're removing this set because it doesn't, you know, it's somehow like too ostentatious or silly. And then you look at some of the sets that we have now.
I mean, there's that, and then also the beast, the Ursa came through, the bear and this.
Yeah. True.
All right, so you got EHOME this time?
Yeah, I really think. I think I liked SAG's draft more in this game. I may have. I think I overhyped the Naga a little bit. I really thought it was going to be a super free Naga game, but
yeah, I mean, a lot of people have conflicting views about the Naga versus the Lifestealer. I think it's about even, you know, it depends on the stage of the game that you get to, because
it's just used to be, right? When she had that pierced magic immunity, then it was a very Naga favored matchup because you would rage and the Naga would just pop song and net you, and then your whole team couldn't help you and you would just get beat to death.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
No. Fine. That was basically fine.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
we've got
It's too bad.
opposing jungles being invaded once. Why don't you just protect your own, you know?
I guess in general, the you know, normally the offlane hero is more of like a fighting hero, and the safe lane hero tends to be more of just they're a farmer, so it's much easier to invade the opposing safe lane than it is to own, right? Because there's no way that like there's no way that one of the cores is going to go to a different lane. So I think that's kind of why we see this playing out the way that it does, but you know, very quickly gets grabbed back at bottom by Sylar, so no problem there. What else is going on here? Okay, so Red Pant appears to be playing bottom for the time being, and they are going to just be sending the Nyx Assassin up to top to try and deal with this double melee lane. See how that goes.
It's overworked. Nicely done there by Innocence. Makes it a lot harder because as long as you're it's out of line of sight here.
Jinky getting gone on a little bit up here. Next 2-man stun from Felix. Just gonna hold them back. What's happening with the wave though? So Radiant range group is already dead, so this wave is pushing in the direction that Faith Beyond and Jinky want it to.
Since already getting that 5-stack Shadow Poison onto Red Panda, putting him real low.
Okay. At least he's got some stick charges. His mid lane going. DD doing pretty well. This is a pretty good matchup for the Storm Spirit.
Reload. That sucks. Suddenly that harass becomes a whole lot harder, and K with the last couple of positions for the getting a few stacks on him as well.
Yeah, Innocent's kind of going for it. I don't think it's gonna be a kill, and actually OP just turns around, hits him with the Breathe Fire, and that's first blood for the Dragon Knight. I mean, sure, this is gonna hurt a bit when it pops, but yeah, Innocence with the whoops. I think getting a bit too eager for the stacks.
Yeah, a couple of misplays coming through there with his courier dying as well as that, and he got better at it as after the 5 wand charges were already up, or stick charges rather, on the AA, but just got to stay out of that line of sight to prevent him from leveling it up. And oh man,
oh no. Well,
swashbuckle.
Yeah, I guess it must have been. Sorry, but I did not catch that one on camera. I was just kind of keeping an eye at bottom, but does get brought down. That's not good. Sylar dropping pretty low over here, and they do not have that salve that Innocence purchased up, so this actually really sucks for the Ursa not being able to play aggressively. Actually, Innocence is going to zone them back, and Sylar is going for the pull. Okay, does he get it? He's got it. Took a little bit of coaxing to get the range creep involved there, but do manage it. They got the sentry down at top, so Weaver just takes a kick to the derriere from Faith Beyond as he runs through.
Yeah, it's this real key timing around level 3 for Innocence that's going to be the important one for them. Up to put out of poison, keep the harass up, although Sylar is one.
Yeah, he really wants to play aggro, but he doesn't have the help. They need that little bit of extra regen. Because Red Panda's just kind of poking him down. Ooh, breathe fire. Pops the fairy fire to live. Playing a very dangerous game here at bottom. DD continuing to win in mid, as expected. GQ charging at Felix. Weaver only has 9 CS so far, and the Faith Beyond Beastmaster is 17-3. So this top lane is not going well at all for SAG.
It's honestly not the worst though when you look at the net worth.
And Red Panda's
have a look at
dead
this
here.
DK. Worth the trade to continue getting the CS for your DK?
No, maybe. All right. Oh, God gets a little side pull going. Sylar has to make some tough decisions. Does decide that he wants this range creep under the tower. And Innocence camping out that 4-minute rune. It is going to be, looks like nothing to say, grabbing it, though he does actually need to go and pick it up.
Godkick's got to be careful. It's a nice stun off to stop the aggression coming through Faith Beyond.
Well, now Felix is just getting run down though, and looks like it's enough damage. Yeah, one more touch from Faith Beyond will find that kill. Oh, this top lane's a little bit of a disaster. Ursa now dies bottom. Ooh, swashbuckle in, some more damage being done to Weaver.
And that was with Faith Beyond taking up the full swarm. So he was at minus 14 armor by the end of that, just committing all of the harass onto this Nyx assassin, and seemed like they're as much on the same page here with God King as Felix.
This bottom actually got ruined by that courier snipe. I think it would have looked very different if Sylar had that salve, but just running at Red Panda. Hops over the cliff. OP coming over, does have the Dragon Tail available. Sylar just gonna run out, gets out of the cold feet. Innocence, a little bit of danger. Raindrop's gonna help him out somewhat, and Sylar wants to finish off this kill. Not gonna let it go to the Shadow Poison. With a little bit more HP, now able to kind of find the opportunities he's looking for on OP. Really wanting to force him out of this lane. Storm Spirit already jungling up a little bit. DD taking a moment out of the lane to go clear a big camp and making his way back over as there is a bottle refill waiting for him.
Just silver service, you know?
Mm-hmm. What, another side pull at bottom, but it's just the one troll, so that's gonna die pretty quickly. Yep. Neither carry having a particularly inspired game. 22-4 on the Weaver, 17-1 on the Ursa. They are both kind of, well, I guess the Ursa's not really like a utility hero this game, but the Weaver is kind of here just to buy time, I think, for the Storm. He's the true carry. You get Dragon Tail at bottom side in a little bit of danger. Defensive Disruption gonna buy him a few more seconds, but here comes Arcane Rune Storm Spirit. DD, you gotta finish off the first kill first, then you can go for the second kill. Have your dinner before dessert. Innocence, looks like he might have actually escaped this one. No. Still gets a long zip in. The Electric Vortex is available, and still gets both kills down here. Though Red Panda got the last kill.
Man, forget that rule though. I'm all for dessert at any time of the day. It doesn't need to be.
The benefits of being a grown-up. No one can stop you from just eating 12 cookies for dinner.
My conscience, that's about it.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Faith Beyond doing such a good job here on the top side. We've been interesting build. I mean, he's taken so much harass that he's been forced into a bottle, but you've got a Storm Spirit on your team. How many of those runes are you really going to get?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. It is nice, I guess, if you get it before the bounties, but A little bit of pressure on Faith Beyond, but looks like he's going to be fine to just walk this one off. He doesn't even have boots. Necro 1 already getting delivered, so he is going to be a force to be reckoned with once he gets that level 6. OP popping the Dragon Form bot. Silo looking for an opportunity. Does get the jump forward. Nothing to say here with the boat. Disruption just to save Sylar from these stuns. He's going to pop back out and now look for the kill. Felix is in the neighborhood. OP not dead just yet. Stun completely whiffing. And actually, OP still surviving for all of this. Now the Weaver making the rotation.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, almost being brought down. Sylar still doesn't really have the HP. Jumps back in, finishes up the first kill. And here comes Faith Beyond with the roar. Can he get the time lapse off?
He
got mana burn.
Kuchi instead?
Yeah, I think he should have just time lapsed, but
he had a mango as well, so mana burn wasn't an excuse.
Yeah, well, that's not good. And now Faith Beyond cleaning up the secondary kill. Sylar lives through all of that, so he gets nice experience out of it. DD does find himself a little blueberry root here.
DD with the DD.
What is he going to be able to do with it is the kind of the question. Oh, instant grab that Ironwood trait. All right. Oh, Innocence, you got to be careful, bud.
How much DD could DD have if DD?
If DD.
Then we have long DD and
Yep.
DDC.
Yep, exactly. All right, DD popped. What are they looking for here? Kunkka, the likely target. Nothing to see, just walking away. They do have a nice ward in the lane in this rotation, so knowing that the Storm Spirit is stuck bottom, there is absolutely nothing to punish up here at top. And Red Panda, he tries to worm his way into the trees, but he is just going to be brought down. Sylar has opted for the third point in the Earth Shock, so we'll see if he goes all the way for the fourth point. He does. Level 7, Sylar's made his decision. They're going to lose their bottom tier 1 tower with the second Elder Dragon form. But OP got having a great... I was worried about the Dragon Knight, but those worries were unfounded. He is #1 on the net worth, and really can go for any kind of build-up that he wants here. What do you think the plan is going to be? Just Blink Rush, maybe?
Crush or Albert as well to stop a lot of this aggression coming through EHOME. I mean, his good start. How much of that was also due to Innocence overextending there with his ban? Yeah,
giving him that first blood, and then like the first blood into the courier snipe, I think was actually kind of lane ruining. So, well, Sylar is just going to be trying to pick up Vanguard first here. Jinkyu has got the Rolling Thunder available, making us very aware of that fact at bottom. DD is very slowly farming these Ancients. Alright, it's a little Iron Talon for himself.
God King, he's finished up his own power treads, so might start to become a little bit more active on the map now. He's going into what seems like a Lincoln Sphere follow-up.
Oh, they got the courier, but it's not going to be a kill down here. Still just pressuring with 2 heroes. Sylar farming all by his lonesome up at top. Felix is he looking for his courier. Just be setting up to try for a kill. Weaver coming up now, but not going to be super easy against the Enraged. So Sylar actually continuing to play quite aggro. Alright, there's the break. Enrage comes out. Innocence also in the neighborhood. They're just going to hop onto Felix. He does have the spiked carapace, so Sylar not going to stick too long. There's also an Ice Blast that they need to be a little bit worried about. But Red Panda kind of revealing himself, going for this outpost. And God King, as he comes out of the Shikuchi, is well out of range of anything catching him.
Yeah, it didn't connect with his swarm, so the rest of his team didn't feel confident in following up, or at least attempting to, onto this Ursa. And now, with that tier 1 tower taken, you would think this outpost is the next objective for them. Just quickly take that one out, and then Roshan becomes much more of a scary prospect to take.
Definitely a possibility. Okay, so OP's got the Blink Dagger. We really need to see some kind of a smoke play and make some use of this Dragon Knight. They've got really good potential to just pop any hero. Nothing to say. It looks like he's going to be the target. Innocence trying to help him out. Here's the defensive disruption. So Innocence instead going to become the target. Does get the purge out onto OP God. And now they're looking for a little bit of a turnaround. Nice torrent boat On to 3. Faith Beyond still biding his time. He's got the roar available, just waiting for Sylar to turn up. But where's the damage from this Ursa? They've got pretty good chain stun for him. Swashbuckle through. Jin Q is actually going to be the one following up this team fight, and that is not the way that they were hoping that Blink Dagger reveal was going to go on the Dragon Knight.
It's an overpower, but the rest of the team just managing the early. If a team fight means it's necessary. I like fully committed to the Earthshock just to speed up his farm a little bit. I get it. And he's obviously bought more mangoes. He's got that royal jelly on himself, which is nice. I think I saw a few clarities through there as well. One less point in the Fury swipes, you know? 1 point in overpower. That's all I ask. It's just so effective.
But if one overpower is like half of an Earthshock, that's mana that he could have to do something else with. So
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how much I believe my own argument there, but it does seem like Sylar's plan this game is I'm just going to frontline with my team. There is only so much lockdown on SAG, so long as you survive like Dragon Tail, he should pretty much be able to get the enrage off every single time, and then he'll be right. So this is, I don't know if this is a recovery build or he just knows that his team has enough damage without him going for like the Basher first. This way he can take some very greedy farm on the map as well. Has to kind of be said. He's not at risk of just the Nyx Assassin plus the AA killing him, right? With a Vendetta combo. Ooh, Weaver running forward pretty aggressively, using the time lapse, but he's still X'd. Oh no, the roar for good measure. Faith Beyond just wanting to make 100% sure of kill. And this is why you don't run up blind high grounds.
Yeah, you could see what they were trying to do. They just used the Vendetta on Felix just prior, and the Build Dragon form available on OP God. They were kind of hiding in these bottom right area of trees here, but just dying before he was able to make their way and connect through to them.
And these do kind of feel like unforced errors a little bit from SAG. OP God getting gone on instance. He needs to hold on to the disruption for a TP interrupt. Sylar's just going to be chasing through. OP does get the blink away, and Felix a little bit difficult to go on with the spiked Carapace. Weaver does come down here again, and they are just going to go for another smoke. So, yeah. Storm's farming, making the way up to the high ground. I don't know about capturing the outpost in this situation, but all right, that's the decision that they make. They're going to go to Faith Beyond. He's got all of the Necros, though. Red Panda might just pay for this with his life. The defense disruption coming through, buying a little bit more time. Long zip from the Storm Spirit. Look at about a third of his mana remaining. Ursa surviving for a little while longer. Sylar gets off the enrage, and they just turn around, bring down one. Jin Q still looking to clean up this fight. Faith Beyond from beyond the grave has found himself a triple kill. Can he get even more? No, that final kill is going to end up going to Jin Q. At least Storm Spirit gets out, but disaster fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane value coming through from that Beastmaster, not able to take him down with that 18 strength that the Necro book gives him early on. It's the power of this easy build-up here. It's good for multi-facets. Great in team fights, as we saw with the triple kill. Great at pushing out lanes, and tanky as all hell.
Yeah, and he really didn't need to be alive to have full effect in us. Or do they have the torrent timing here? Yes, they do. Storm Spirit getting locked down, nothing to say. A little bit more damage needed. Zip across, but that's the last of the Storm's mana, so he will not be able to really participate in this fight. And Sylar's still on the hunt, coming in from the other angle. OP God needs to be careful, doesn't have the Dragon form. Red Panda the first target, throws out the Ice Blast onto the Kunkka. He knows that he's going down shortly. OP the next target. X marks the start, dragging it back. And
for ambush time.
Yeah, why not? You're right. You're right here. You've got Necro Book. You've got the maxed out Inner Beast, so no reason not to.
Alright, so how close is he to picking up this Basher? Maybe he'll even do the trick work.
Yep. Oh, that's nasty. Fast Abyssal on this Ursa is going to be a nightmare to deal with if you're SAG. This Weaver still basically just having no game. He used to spike Carapace at mid. Sylar's hunting for him. They get the slowdown. Here goes the Ice Blast, but they don't really care about that. And already a mega kill streak for Sylar.
It's like you can't do all much of anything going straight into an Orchid on this Conqueror as well. So just trying to lock down the overextending Weaver and Storm Spirit, it seems, force him into that early BKB that neither of them want.
Yeah, I mean, Weaver is... I think he's trying for Lincolns here. The Weaver was their last pick, and he really has had... He has not had a good enough game to justify last pick. I kind of always look at that, right? If you're going to last pick something, I feel like it's got to be a pretty good game for it, but the lane just went poorly, and now like...
You have all of the information, easily just counter what...
Radiant structures are
Yeah, tell me what the 1v5 hero is this game. Yeah. It does not seem like Weaver is it. You know, they are kind of playing for the Storm Spirit late game, but Storm also hasn't been farming that much either. And yeah, just continuing to fetch in queue with the Rolling Thunder at bottom. I think just kind of clearing out the wave. I don't know if there was ever really a plan of taking a team fight down here. Avoiding the trade.
He's happy to do it.
Tier 2.
I mean, Weaver as well, you've got that extended swashbuckle slash range now as well, so even safer distance, making that pause full roll spicy.
Has opted for the mono regen, but...
Oh, I mean just from
like
the,
just in
the
general.
change.
Right. Yeah. Well, didn't they... So the
cast range is less, but if you're just standing in the trees and using it, then it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, so they changed the cast range went from 1,000 to 900, and now the slash range, 900 to 1,000. Right. So the overall distance that you can hit at is still the same, but you can't. If you're just standing still, then yeah, you can nuke it from a little bit further away.
His retreat potential bit, but his high ground defense as well as well, seeing here on the bottom side of the map, that's a little bit stronger.
Sure. And they hold on to it for a while. You know, I'm just gonna swoop in the map, taking all the farm up. Silar's got this Abyssal Blade. He is absolutely terrifying. Nobody on SAG can do anything about him at this point. Red Panda is trying to snipe couriers.
Bottom tower is under
Sure.
Right. Maybe kind of giving away his ward a little bit as well. And
Yeah, not the first hit, but the second a little bit more. I mean, the thing is, if they went there to try and kill Red Panda, can't really see him because it's nighttime, and it takes them away from where they want to be, which is getting the aggression up. Weaver, he's getting gone on.
yeah, that's the Abyssal. Here comes the disruption. Do they have any follow-up lockdown? I think he's going to be okay. He has been demonic purge, so Silar may be able to chase, and now Felix walking in here. They did not have the detection for him just yet, but here comes the dust. The X marks the spot. Shin-Q with the Rolling Thunder through. Red Panda getting found on the other side. Faith Beyond just bringing him down. DD a little bit low on mana to have any kind of punish for this Beastmaster. Just walking around with the full army. He's even got the Dominator picked up. 10.5k net worth on Faith Beyond. Just completely taking over this game.
Yeah, and going into the Solar Crest as well. What a great item, just to be able to burst out something like a Weaver before he's able to get the time lapse off. Pure damage that's going to be able to... You get what I mean.
Yeah, I know. For sure. How much longer on this ages? So another minute for Silar. Maybe a little bit more of an opportunity. They didn't get a mango tree, did they? Oh, they did. Okay. So that's pretty nice for the Ursa, to be honest. Where is it?
Go hunting.
I've switched it over to their vision. I don't think it's in like a
spot.
Yeah, maybe it's gone. Who knows? Mango status unknown.
Here it is, to the left of the tier 2 mid.
Okay.
Why there? Who knows? But that's where it is.
Well, Weaver getting gone on. Time lapse away. Wait, I'm still not. I'll go looking for it later. we've got other stuff happening on the map. Age is just about to be reclaimed, so maybe a little bit of an opportunity on Silar, but Innocence is constantly playing around him.
I mean, they know he's there. Got the full vision. It's daytime. Sentry ward's up.
Felix kind of walking forward. Here comes the Abyssal Blade. Should be able to get the Spiked Carapace off, but he's still being dusted. They're waiting. Spiked Carapace runs out, and so does the next Assassin's life. Anyway, so sorry. Show me where this. Where is
You
this?
see where my cursor is?
Why can't I don't think I can see your. Oh wait, here it is.
There's action happening. Never mind.
All right, never hold that thought. They're on the high ground already. I found it. Stylar hopping out. Need to be a little bit careful. Disruption is off cooldown. Everything dropped on this Weaver. He walks forward straight into the Orc, and here comes the Roar with the Vessel. Oh my god, no survivability whatsoever. DD jumps in. Buyback as well from OP. Hoping to find something, but EHOME just going to call the retreat, resetting, distributing the Vessel charges, and
yeah, that was
SAG are like, whatever, we got nothing there. Let's just call it.
Yeah. I mean, a DK without buyback when they're sieging the base, what can you really do? It was the Mango Tree placement that did it in the end.
Yeah, that's the OP spot. Man, EHOME looking really dominant in this event. Now 7-0, like we were saying. I think that all but cements them in the #1 spot here for DPL-CDA. Sparking Arrow, the champions of the previous CDA.
FY. He's found himself No-Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No-Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, he's not. There's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No-Tail as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
I mean, yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage in the fight. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Oh, Seb.
Oh, I'm just going to this here.
Got to be
Watch
careful who
Jerax.
shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Zame to have this invis rune. And Zame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing without rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb in as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's just toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeps. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus